Welcome to this tutorial on how to set up your Model 3535 supply dispenser. Your machine was thoroughly inspected before leaving the factory, and the delivery carrier has accepted responsibility for this machine. Before signing for your machine, be sure to inspect it for any damage that may have occurred during transit. Examine the exterior packaging for visible signs of damage. Unwrap or request that the packaging be removed from the machine to examine all sides to confirm no hidden damage is evident. If any damage is visible, do not sign for the machine. Instead, call the freight company and request an inspection before the driver leaves. Do not allow the truck driver to rush you through the inspection of your equipment. The factory will not accept responsibility for any hidden damage. If no visible damage is evident and you are satisfied with the condition of the machine, you can sign the delivery acceptance form with the carrier. Your machine is shipped on wood skids that will need to be removed. Using a hammer and a large screwdriver or a pry bar, split the skids by inserting the wedge into the provided slot and applying pressure to front or back. Then use the hammer to knock the wood away from the legs. Repeat the process on the back skid. The wood and steel shipping washers can then be discarded. Identify the power outlet you will be plugging the machine into and confirm that the electrical supply has correct polarity, presence of earth ground, and correct voltage. If the receptacle is not properly grounded or polarized, contact a licensed electrician to correctly polarize and/or ground the receptacle to ensure safe operation. For proper operation of any equipment utilizing electronically controlled components, the equipment should be placed on an isolated or dedicated noise-free circuit, properly polarized and grounded. You will also want to confirm that the Ethernet Cat5 outlet the machine is to be connected to has been provisioned by your network administrator and is accessible. You also need to obtain the appropriate length of Cat5 cable to reach the outlet. Next, find the cover to the power cord on the back of the machine and remove it by loosening the 4 screws and lifting up on the panel. Extend the power cord and confirm you have enough length to reach the power receptacle. Do not use an extension cord. If you're connecting lockers to your machine, you will need to route the umbilical cords coming from the back of the locker through the opening near the power cord mount, covered by a removable plate, and up to the control board connections. Refer to the locker service manual for the proper procedure for connections. Connect your Cat5e Ethernet cable, not provided, to the port located next to the power cord inside the recess on the back of the machine. Replace the power cord strain relief cover with the power cord and locker umbilical cords, if connected, exiting the top larger angled opening and the Ethernet cord exiting the smaller lower opening. This will keep the cord secure if the cord should be pulled during machine movement. Plug the machine into the wall outlet. Your machine is equipped with a GFI or ground fault interrupter. Press the reset button if the red light is not on. Confirm your Cat5e cable reaches its wall outlet and plug it in as well. Leave at least 6 inches of space between the back of the machine and any wall or obstruction for proper air circulation. Next, you'll need to level the machine. The machine must be level for proper operation. Using a bubble level, place it on the top of the cabinet. You will first level the machine back to front. Using a 1 1/16 inch open end wrench, adjust the cabinet legs until the machine is level from back to front. Do this on both sides. Next, place a level on the cabinet front, not the door edge, but the cabinet, and level the machine left to right. You'll find the keys to the machine inside the delivery box in a small bag secured by tape. Open the main door by turning the key in the lock and turning the T-handle counterclockwise. Small tip: the end of the threaded rod on the handle is shaved so that after several turns you can position the handle at 90 degrees and pull the door completely open. There is a small plastic ramp mounted on the cabinet. If the machine is properly leveled, you should be able to close and open the door easily without having to force it over this ramp. Remove any packaging inside the door as well as the plastic shipping shims on either side of the trays. You are now ready to power up your machine. Turn the machine on via the power switch located on the inside panel. Before your machine was shipped from the manufacturer, it will have been provisioned for your organization based on the products you provided as part of the initial setup procedure. When fully powered up, the machine should then display Scan Employee ID or Enter Employee Number. You can now load your machine trays with your products. Close and lock the door, and the machine is ready for operation. If your machine was shipped before provisioning took place, it will need to be provisioned with Vendnet before it will dispense products. If this is the case, after turning on the power switch, the display will show a provisioning code, similar to what's displayed here. You will need to record this code as it identifies the machine. If you're unable to copy the code, power the machine down and power it up once more, and be ready to snap a photo or copy the code. Alternatively, you can record the P rows number by entering the service mode and pressing the pound or star key until you see Vendnet on the display menu. Then press the 0 key. The P rows number will then be displayed for you to copy. Call in to Vendnet at 425-454-3262 and press option 1 for a Vendnet associate. The Vendnet associate will ask for the machine provisioning code you recorded earlier or the P rows number. The associate will request that you perform a motor count of the machine. To do this, open the door and find the control board cover on the back of the door. The service mode button is located on the back side of the control board and accessed through a hole or notch in the control board cover. Pressing the button will switch from dispensing mode to service mode. Then on the keypad on the front side of the door, repeatedly press the pound key until you see hardware on the display menu. Press the 0 key until you see motor count on the display. The machine will then count the number of motors that the control board recognizes, including all motors in the trays. Press the 8 key to return to the standard dispensing mode. Your Vendnet associate will then add products to your machine planogram and ask you to power down the machine by pressing the power switch and then turn it back on. This step downloads the planogram to the machine. You will then be requested to either swipe your ID badge or enter a valid PIN number and then select the product to confirm the product dispenses properly. Once the test is complete, the planogram can be finalized and product loaded into the machine. Close and lock the door and the machine is ready for operation.